Ryan from my Bible Made Simple newsletter asked this: is it wrong to skip church for kids' sports? Let me give you a statistic and then share some wisdom principles. Did you know that you're about 50 to 100 times more likely to die in a car accident than for your child to make a professional sports team, depending on the sport? Did you know that you are about just as likely to die in a car accident than for your child to make a Division I college athletic team? Here's the deal. Why are you skipping church for kids' sports? On top of that, the Bible explicitly says things like in Hebrews chapter 10, to forsake the gathering. Now, some people say, well, church is the wilderness, or I do church at sports, or I share the gospel with my kids' sports teams on the weekends. I just want to say this: that is not church. Church is biblically defined as the gathering of people sitting under the authority of the word, with people leading and guiding and shepherding and all these type of things. And so we don't get to redefine what church is. So here's the thing: I'm not going to give a blanket statement that say it is always wrong or sinful to skip church for kids' sports. There's a lot of different reasons why. There might be very good reasons for a certain season to miss church on a maybe somewhat regular basis for a child's sports. But here's what I would say: generally speaking, it is unwise, and it can become sinful, or at the very least can become very wrong. If you want your child to grow in maturity, if you want to grow in maturity in Christ likeness, it doesn't happen by trying to follow Jesus on your own. So here's just maybe some wisdom I would share. If you're going to skip church for a couple of years for kids' sports, I would call that probably wrong, and I would probably call that sinful. Generally speaking, I think if there's a season or two, especially as the child ages, and certainly not when they're probably in elementary school and middle school, I think that there might be a season in which that could happen for various circumstances. But generally speaking, I would say it is profoundly unwise to consistently skip church for kids' sports. It's different if your child has a game here or there, as opposed to multiple times a year. But we're told explicitly in Scripture to not to forsake the gathering. We're told and we're showed in Scripture that following Jesus happens in community with other believers, not just by yourself hanging out at the ball field. So generally speaking, I would say this: there can be some exceptions here or there, but it is wrong and it can be sinful to consistently skip church for kids' sports.